you a quick tour of our area, and as you can see I'm standing outside of Home Tree here. It says it's home of Delgar, Tim, Dave, John, and Brent. It used to say Delgar's bitch, but Brent apparently didn't like that, so he changed it. But as you can see, Dave's done a lot of work. He built this nice first platform around Home Tree, and I've built this little shack outside here, and the reason I have built this shack outside is I was doing some Thaumcraft stuff, and I actually burnt down part of Home Tree, and they didn't like that, so I had to move it outside. But as you can also see, we've grown a couple of other redwoods, and these other redwoods were grown thanks to John. To grow a redwood, basically what you need is 49 saplings, and you have to arrange them in a 7x7 pattern, and then wait. And Dave has actually started building another platform around that tree, so our plan is to have one of these platforms around the base of each of these trees. And other than that, I don't really know what our plan is. Over here we've expanded our monster spawner, and the only way you can use the monster spawner effectively is to have someone basically standing at the bottom. I'll run over and show you. Basically, if somebody logs out AFK here, what happens is the mobs spawn up top and they fall down, basically landing on the punji sticks, and then their loot drops into the water and flows into the person standing here. And you have to have a person nearby because of the way mob spawning works in Minecraft. And it's working pretty effectively. And the reason we need the mob spawner is basically to make TNT we need gunpowder. You need a lot of gunpowder to make TNT. All of these punji sticks outside, I'm going to run inside away from the skeleton. All of the punji sticks outside of the mob spawner are because when somebody's standing here overnight, a ton of mobs actually spawn in the surrounding area. And this basically, as you can see, helps kill them. So our area is starting to take shape, and hopefully tonight we're going to build a nether gate and go into the nether. We haven't been to the nether. We've probably put in easily over 100 man hours into this game, and we're, you know, not very far along, really, for the most part. We're still a long way away from space, but we'll get there. I mean, it's not our main focus. We want to make things look nice too. And as you can see, I actually had to dig a hole so that the cattle would reproduce. For some reason, it's some sort of bug in Minecraft, I think, that cows, sheep, and pigs, I guess, don't reproduce well in the fence, or they can escape. Stop shooting at me, skeleton. I hate skeletons. Beat them with my shovel. I don't have a weapon on me at the moment. As you can see, I'm still not wearing armor, although we do have some cows now, so we can make leather. Over here, I got a sugar farm going and a regular farm, and I had some golems running this farm, but I found out something else that I could do with golems. So I actually need to build a couple of golems to keep running this farm, because I really want the cotton, because I need a lot of string for my bee stuff. And the sugar cane we're actually going to use for energy, because you can burn sugar in a coke furnace to produce sugar charcoal, and then you can reburn the sugar charcoal in a coke furnace to produce sugar coke, and you can combine sugar coke to give you coal coke if you want. This also produces creosote. I'll come up here. On the second floor, this is where I actually burnt down the tree. I actually wish I was taping because it was kind of funny. I was standing over here at the research table doing some boring research, and I heard all this crackling and stuff going on, and then I looked over and, you know, the whole tree was on fire. So this has been fixed thanks to John and Dave. And right now all I do up in this area is some research for Thaumcraft, and I'll show you some of the stuff that I've got done there in a moment. Go up to the next level. This is where Tim has been doing some Mistcraft stuff, and if you want to know more about Mistcraft, maybe you know, let me know in the comments, and I'll do an actual sort of overview of Mistcraft as a mod. But what Mistcraft allows you to do is basically you have these inkwells here, you make link panels, you can make what are called linking books, and then when you click the linking book somewhere in the world, it creates a link to that point, so that when you use click on that book, it will teleport you to that location. However, normally you can't teleport within the same world. So what you have to do is create a world using miscraft pages on this bookbinding table here, and basically you can create a world and use the linking book there so that you can return back home. But you can use ender pearls and gold to create same world linking so that you could link, you know, to a location and teleport within the same world. So what Tim has actually done is he's created what's called a midway station. And so right now when we go through the midway station here, we can actually get over to, let's jump to the portal. So this here is actually a world that Tim has created, and he's safely wooded us in so that no mobs will get us. And he's created a portal to our first base. I'm actually not sure where this book goes, so I'm not going to click it. And if I go through this portal, it'll actually take me to the desert world. And as you can see, we've sort of, you know, stripped the desert world and we've moved over to home tree. We still have a few things in here. We can't move the coke furnace because we don't have picks, so it's gonna have to stay here. There was a little creeper accident here, I believe, and that blew up some stuff. So it's pretty empty here now. We still have the villagers, and there's still a few things that we need to carry over we haven't done yet, but that's coming. So what actually I wanted to do while I was here is I've got the this excavator here, and what the excavator does is, well, here, let's show you. If I go out here, interesting. That blew up. That's new. Anyway, what the excavator does is it basically clears out a 3x3 area. And we need a lot of sand, so I thought I would come out here and get some sand. And the other thing I made is this digger's backpack, so any sand, dirt, gravel, or whatever I pull up will go directly into the digger's backpack, so I can actually carry more stuff. So things are progressing, and I'll show you the more of home tree here in a minute. I'll probably cut out of this because I'm just going to dig up some sand here, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so we haven't actually transported the sheep over yet. I actually walked the cattle over with wheat, and that was painful. I actually died once on the way over. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to basically use what's called the Safari Net, and this is added by a mod called YeouschReloaded, and they're relatively easy to make. This, as you can see, it says it's a single use. And what a single use, what a single use Safari Net means is you can capture one animal and then release it, and it'll use up the item. There is a reusable Safari Net, but it costs a lot more. It costs, I think, 4 ender pearls and a gas tier, so that's actually quite expensive. And that's actually useful for another item, but I don't know if we'll end up making that. Well, we'll see. Anyway, so I'm going to take a couple of sheep over so that we can start breeding them over in the other world so that we can have their wool, because I can actually make some really cool cloth armor. So let's get a black sheep, and a gray one. Yeah, we'll get a gray one. There we go. So we got 2 sheep now in our single-use Safari Nets. These were actually found in dungeon chests. And do I need anything else while I'm here? I'm waiting for my excavator to repair. So going forward, we are planning on using, or at least I'm planning on using, this desert base to basically do some of the desert bee breeding once I get to that point. However, to basically do some of the interesting desert bee breeding, I'm actually going to have to do some nether breeding first, and we don't even have a nether portal yet. So that's definitely something that we definitely need to do, because we can definitely use some nether resources. And because nobody's around here, those bees are no breeding, and the chunk is not loaded. So let's head on back to home tree. And there we are, we're back in home tree. Nice. I think you've seen the smeltery out here. We've actually bucketed in by hand. Tim started it and John continued it on lava, and this machine needs lava to basically run properly, the smeltery. I built a coke furnace here so that I can start making creosote oil, and for the reason that I need the creosote oil is, if we go across to the other side of the patio here, this is where we have our first machines. So basically we have a Stirling engine. This is our only engine right now, and going to throw some charcoal in there. And what we have running here is a centrifuge. I have a carpenter. This is to make the impregnated casings, and we're using creosote oil to make this stuff, as well as impregnated sticks. But for some reason I must have run out of power, so that's why I'm not making any more sticks. So, and over here I've got a squeezer for honey, and I have another carpenter, and this one is going to use water, and I just made an infinite water pool over here. It's kind of funny that it actually holds in the fence there, but I made a little infinite water pool there so that I could fill up this carpenter here. And that's our first machine setup. We're definitely going to need more power because running just on a Soul Stirling engine is a huge issue. It takes forever for it to do anything. It'll take forever for it to run through those 63 combs, so we definitely need more power. And we do have the resources now really to sort of get that going, so... That was cold that I put in there. I don't do that. We don't have a lot of coal because we don't do a lot of mining. You probably have seen us do some of the TNT mining. What we have found is that the industrial TNT works better than the regular TNT. And we have done some mining. And let's go down. Let's see if we can see all the other trees from up here first. But it's looking pretty good. I love that we got the 4 redwoods going. Right now we just have a little path going to both. We have a little sky bridge going across to both. And it's looking good right now. I'm not exactly sure where we're going to set up our launch pads. Maybe at the top of one of the trees, or maybe somewhere in the middle. I guess we'll figure that out. I'm not exactly sure where we're going, but so far it's looking pretty good. Let's go downstairs and I will show you our resources. Oh, John's here. AFK, staring at furnaces. He's been cooking up some of these resources. So as you can see, we've actually gained quite a lot of resources. This is from gravel ores, the oreberry bushes, as you can see, as well as TNT mining. And so we actually have a decent collection of ores, but like I said, we're going to need thousands of iron to get into space. You know, we got 12 blocks. It's a start, but we also need ferrous metal, which we don't really have. Might have one. I don't even know. I don't even know if we have any. So, yeah, we still got a long way to go. And redstone. Now, redstone and diamonds are really hard because, there are no gravel ores, there are no ore berries for it. Same with silver. So the only way we've been getting this is from actually TNT mining and creeper mining. But that was the first bee that I wanted to work on, was to make a bee that could make redstone. And I actually have got there. So let's run over to the bees and I'll show you our bee operation. So we run through our little willow trees here, Sakura wood trees. These are the willows. The leaves are kind of cool. They dangle down. Got some jack-o'-lanterns lighting up the place. And over here, by Dave's original mob spawner, I basically started our bee breeding operation. And right now I only have 4 apiaries running for mutations. And, oh, I should have dropped this stuff off. Give me a second, I'm going to come back and I'm going to drop this stuff off and come back. Ugh, go away, rain. Anyway, so the bee breeding operation, I have 4 apiaries basically in mutation breeding mode. There's a bunch of bee houses out here which we can use to basically try and mix and match traits. In bee houses, bees will not mutate, but the traits will swap between bees. And as you can see, most bees actually don't operate while it's raining, which kind of sucks. I don't have anything going. And as you can see, this is an excited queen. And this glowing comb, when I put it in a centrifuge, will actually generate redstone. And what I have going on up here is I already have 1 in production. But because we're going to need a lot of redstone, I'm going to put 2 in production. So up top here, I've got 2 hives in production. These are apiarist pipes, which require diamonds, so it's relatively expensive, but I really think that we need the redstone, so it's really worth it. And currently I just have some common bees in here. I don't really need these guys going. Once I get another set of bees that I want to put in production, I'll definitely swap out the common bees. I've got some untreated frames here, and this increases their production rate. If you watched my bee breeding video, an apiary basically has a production rate of about 30%, and each each untreated frame adds another, or any frame usually adds another 10 or 15% to the production. So you still can't get 100% production in an apiary, but you need the frames to increase that production. The only advantage that apiaries have over bee houses is you can do mutations, and you can actually automate it by adding pipes. Bee houses can't be automated. I'm trying to get to the point where I'm going to breed industrious bees and imperial bees so that I can start building alvearies, and those will be great once I get there, but I'm a long way off and it's not going very well. Anyway, so that's the bee breeding operation. If I come over inside here where the original mob spawner was, what we did is we basically put all of the ore berries that we found. And what I discovered is that my little straw golem here. Can I click on him? Sorry, Master, I'm just a simple wood golem. I'm much too complicated for anything complicated. Much too dumb. What the wood golem does is, basically, he will pick up anything that's on the ground. What a straw golem does is he harvests, and all he does is basically pick it up and throw it on the ground. And so he, I had discovered, will harvest the ore berries. And so he throws them on the ground, and the wood golem will go up once he can get up there. He'll climb up there, grab them, and throw them in the chest. And so as you can see, basically by leaving this straw golem and this wood golem in this area, they'll continually harvest these ore berries so that we'll actually have a production of metal, which is pretty cool. And I didn't actually know that this was going to work, because originally I had these guys working over by the farm, because they'll basically, the straw golem will break down wheat, carrots, potatoes, he'll pick the cotton, he'll also harvest sugarcane and cactus. So that was my original plan. So I actually need to build another couple of these, and we're going to go do that next here. But aren't they cute? I love these little guys. Look at me. Look at me. Huh? Huh? He doesn't like me. He's ignoring me. He likes me though, don't you? Yeah. Yeah, you like me. Anyway. So, pretty cool. Alright. I'm going to meet you back over at the thaumaturge's hut. Alright, so welcome to my little thaumaturge hut. I made it a bloodstained block, which is basically sandstone combined with rotten flesh, which gives you this red look. I kind of like it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fitting for a thaumaturge. I actually made this place a little too small, I think. I just wanted to make something small and temporary, because our plan is to actually build like a little wizard tower on the side of one of the trees. Well, Dave's going to build a wizard tower on one of the trees because, well, I suck at building things. As you can see, I can build a square. Yay! Look at me build a square. Anyway, so in here I keep my my Thaumanomicon and my wand. And I thought I would just show you, I've done a bunch of research, but I still have a ton of research to go. I learned Golemancy, which is what I was after. As I showed you last time, I had finished a bunch of the research up here. I've not learned any of the wands. I got the Hungry Chest, which I haven't made. I actually made a pair of Boots of the Traveler, but I keep forgetting to wear them. They actually make you move faster. These are pretty cool, the Traveler's Paving Stone. It's too bad that it actually costs... Arcane Stone block. That's the Chiseled Quartz block. That's going to be the really costly part. But what these blocks do, and maybe at some point I'll actually build them from important locations, is basically they improve your speed walking along them. So it'll make it easier for people to travel. And a few other things, warded jars, which I'll need later. But here I've got the golems. And what I want to make right now is another straw golem and wood golem, so that I can basically, let's show you this is how you make the golem animation core, and this is how you make a wood golem. And I'm going to show you not how to make the animation core, but how to actually make the two different golems. As you can see, I need an infusion altar, I need 5 great wood logs, I need an animation core, and for the wood golem I'm just going to use a basic, because I don't have perception yet, which I'd like, but I don't have, and you need some aspects. And so what you actually need to do this is you need an infusion altar, which is this square block here, and you need a cauldron, which I have over here. And the cauldron has to be within 8 to 10 spaces of the infusion altar so that the aspects that you throw in the cauldron can be used. So I have 3 animation cores that I've already made, but I want to make a wooden golem. So let's get this set up for the wooden golem. Okay, and as you can see, these are grayed out. I need Animus and Victus. I also need a wand. And as you can see, that's cool, the wand's there. Oh, There's already Victus in the pot. Somebody must have thrown something in here. I did not do that, just so you know. Yeah. So basically, yeah, there's already Victus here, but what I need is Animus. And this is actually hard. This is one of the reasons why I need to go to the Nether, because I actually need Soul Sand. Soul Sand has Animus, and I need a lot of it if I'm going to make a lot of golems. However, as you can see, the zombie heads have 4 of it. But as you can see, there's other aspects associated with this. And the bad part is, when I come over here, and I throw these zombie heads in, they're now in there, and I come over to this table, you can see I now have met the Animus requirement, so I can actually pull this out because I have enough charge in my wand, because it costs 40V to make a wood golem. The problem is anytime I basically, once I pull out this golem, all those excess aspects that were in here are now going to fly into the environment and create flux. If I had the spectacles, which I'm not sure where they are on here, I don't have them yet, I would actually be able to see what the V of this area looks like and also what the flux of this area looks like. A little while ago I had my first flux event. It actually spawned a giant angry zombie which kicked my butt several times, and John actually killed it for me with a bow, so thanks John. But I've got another wooden golem. And what I also now want to make is I want to make a straw golem. Now, but what I want to make for my straw golem is I want to make my straw golem intelligent. Because by giving it the intelligence modifier, you can only have one of them. By giving it intelligence, it will actually replant crops. In the case of the ore berries there, I probably could have just got away with a regular, but I'm going to build an intelligent one anyway. Let's see. So to build an intelligent one, I need cognito. Do I have any of that? I don't think I have any cognito with me. Okay. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so zombie brains actually provide a good source of cognito. Oh, I need the bucket to fill back up the pot. Fill back up the pot. All right. And I think I need 12, and I think there are 4 each. Yep, so 3 zombie brains would be good. Oh, look at that. Bad toss. Where'd they go? Oh. My hunter's backpack. Alright, so now we got the zombie brains in there, so we've met the cognito aspect, and so now we can make an intelligence golem core. And now I can make a straw golem. And for straw golem, I'm going to need Victus as well as Animus. I need to fill back up the cauldron. Go back over here. Animus. And I think the wheat classifies. So I'm basically tossing a lot of aspects into the environment, so we're going to have another flux event here shortly, but them's the breaks. There's nothing I can do about it now, and I would really like to have the golems do some work for me. So I need 8 Victus, so 4 wheat, and 2 creeper heads, and here we go. As we come over here, we've met the requirements, and now I have a straw golem. Excellent. I'm going to take the wand back, put the wand in there, put the Thaumonomicon in there so that I don't lose it when I die horribly, and let's go put him on the farm. I'm actually going to build a couple more of these because I'd like to harvest sugarcane. I'd also like to harvest some cactus. If I put the straw golem here, he should start harvesting. Now the AI on the straw golem is pretty lame. He just wanders around randomly, and there goes the wood golem. And so now I could just let these guys go and collect. Now ultimately I really want a lot of cotton, so I may change what's actually in this farm, but for now that should be good. And as you can see, there's like a ton of food. I should probably empty out as much of this as I can. And we might be able to use the seeds for something else later. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed checking out our base progress as it goes. Like I said, it's taking a long time because we're not mining. We're having a hard time getting the materials that we need to get going. But It's a lot of fun, it's really challenging, and I hope you enjoyed.